It's time for Marcel Kopp. May I turn the stage over to Marcel Kopp?
Yes, Steve asked me to read you a story this evening. Actually, the Christmas story, as by tradition. But first, I'd like to give you one of my own poems as an introduction. How is it the season draws angels and stars, frost upon the windows of my solitude? How is it that I dream of mystery places, windows to my farthest memories? When tomorrow these bright growing gardens of ice, frost upon the clear glass, will have evaporated, sublimated into an idea, a metaphor, a poem. And now for the stories. Yes, this is a story in English, and I didn't tell stories to my children in English, I gave them in French. So I have brought here a couple of books that I used to read to my children. And this is the story of Betsy and the whale. And here, how is it that the mouse got a stone upon its head and discovered the world? And here some stories in English. Some stories in German that we also read to the children. This is the story of the Wurzelkinder, the root children. They live in the roots during the winter, and then in the spring they come out like flowers. And here another book that we read to the children. And this is entitled Shellen Ursli. This is Ursli, you know the girl's name Ursula? Well, this is Ursli of the bells. And this is in the mountains. He finds all kinds of bells. And now, for the story in English that I will read for you. This is a very precious book for us. It's very old. It's from 1946. And it is illustrated by Grandma Moses. All the pictures of Grandma Moses. So what we'll have is a show and tell. Grandma Moses started to paint very old, much older than I am, and that is already a lot. Yes, she was 70 years old when she started painting. 70! And she lived to be 101. Yes. And she got her postage stamp. Hey, who collects postage stamp? She got a postage stamp, 1969, 6 cents for a letter. And she has a little museum in Bennington, Vermont, right by the column, in Town Hall. All right, now, the story. She was in Vermont, you know, and this is the picture of the hills of Vermont. Vermont, which is the green mountain. There's full of snow on those hills. And then there's here the little house with the windows. Angels and stars frost upon the windows. So now, I want to tell you the story that comes here. Inside the house. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. And here, my children, I read the story for you the first time. I didn't tell them story in English. Yeah, my children. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. You know, you can't help because you know the story. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap had just settled our breeze for a long winter's night when, out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sign. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday. Two objects below. When? What to my wondering eyes should appear? But the miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with a little old driver so lovely and quick, I knew in the moment it must be more rapid than 8 eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, oh Comet, oh come Cupid, oh Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away, oh, hey, dash away. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the house-top the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little roof. As I drew in my head and I was turning around down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler, just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed despite myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Nothing to dread. Here he is. See? He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney, he goes. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Yeah, Happy